Hello students and welcome. Today we are going to be looking at two very common and useful modal verbs, should and must. As we often do, we start with an example. Let's use the safety advice for COVID-19 in this case. Let's start. You should wash your hands often. You mustn't leave your house except for shopping and other essential needs. If you go out, you must keep a distance of 1 meter from other people. Great. Now let's have a look in more detail at the meaning or the use of should. We use should to give advice. This means that we use should to explain other people how to do things well, how to do things in the best possible way. For example, you should study if you want to pass the exam. And we use shouldn't to express the same to give advice in negative sentences. You shouldn't eat too much sugar. In excess, it's bad for your health. And bear in mind that we often use should with the expression I think to give our opinion. For example, I think people should be more generous to others. Now, with must, we use must to express an obligation when you are forced to do something. For example, you must stay in silence during the exam. And we use mustn't for negative sentences to express obligation in negative sentences. You mustn't throw paper scraps on the school floor. Now, let's have a look at the structure. For affirmative sentences, it's very easy. As we always do in English, we start with the subject, then we use the modal verb, should or must, then the main verb, and then the rest of the sentence, with the complements, objects, etc. In this case, it's very easy because we don't have to make any changes for plural subjects or for first, second, third person is all the same. I, you, he, she, it, we, they, should or must. We don't have to add anything and we don't have to change the main verb. So, subject, should or must, the verb, we don't have to make any changes, and then the rest of the sentence. For example, I should do more exercise. And for negative sentence, it's exactly the same, but we add not. So shouldn't is the combination of should not, and mustn't is the combination of must and not. And we follow the same order. For example, I shouldn't pass so much time using the mobile phone. Now, how do we make questions? Basically, as we always do in English, we start with a verb, okay? In this case, the modal verb, should or must, then the subject, and then the main verb and the rest of the sentence. And we close with a question mark. Remember, we don't have to make any changes to should or to the main verb. Should I help Shayla with her homework? Must I do these exercises? And for short answers, we just reply with should, must, shouldn't, or mustn't. Yes, you should. No, you shouldn't. Yes, he must. No, he mustn't. Or yes, we should. No, they shouldn't, etc. And finally, to check our comprehension, let's please reply these two questions. Question 1. What verb do we use to express negative obligation? You can pause the video if you need to. You can pause or stop the video to find the answer. And finally, question 2. Reply to a piece of advice with a short answer. Think of some advice, you imagine a question, and give me the reply with a short answer. Okay? That's all. Bye. To the next time.